$1 invested in Berkshire Hathaway in 1965 is now worth over $50,000. But weirdly, that success in part owes itself to Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. You see, the average person solely credits the insane returns of Berkshire to the most famous and arguably greatest investor of all time, Warren Buffett. And that credit is well warranted. But equally as important was Charlie Munger, Buffett's right-hand man. There's a reason Buffett once described Munger as the person who changed the way he invested forever. Munger wasn't your average Wall Street guy. He trained as a meteorologist in the army, became a lawyer, and spent most of his life just reading. He specifically enjoyed and studied Darwin and his scientific theories, which he used in the real world. He reflected that the core algorithm of life is Darwinian. So when he did partner up with Buffett to begin investing, he used an unconventional approach to success. Part 1. Survival of the fittest. Darwin's most famous idea is brutally simple. In any environment, organisms compete for limited resources, and the ones with a real advantage survive long enough to pass their genes on. The rest simply die. Munger looked at the economy with this same perspective. Companies are species, the market is the environment, and every business is either building an advantage that helps it survive or slowly getting eaten. He and Buffett's word for that advantage was a moat, or a structural edge that keeps competitors from killing you. Use Coca-Cola for example. No one can just copy the brand and distribute to the same place because it's so unique and so loved. Or See's Candies, one of Berkshire's best ever buys, had a moat too, with decades of customer loyalty that let it quietly raise prices year after year without losing any customers. Those are the fit species. They survive downturns in the source of the compound growth Berkshire is famous for. Don't buy dying species. Buy the ones built to outlast everything around them. Part 2. Adapt or go extinct. Darwin's second big insight is that environments change, and when they do, the species that can't adapt disappear. In business, this is where fortunes vanish. Kodak literally invented the digital camera back in the 1970s. Then it refused to adapt, because adapting meant killing its own profitable film business. All of a sudden, everyone cared about digital photography, and Kodak went bankrupt. Blockbuster had the chance to buy Netflix for pocket change, and now the once giant company is nowhere to be found. Munger understood that no advantage is permanent. The real question isn't, is this business strong today? It's, can it survive the environment changing? Munger understood that no matter the current strength of the company, if it refuses to adapt, the investment has already failed. Part 3. Extreme objectivity. The last one isn't actually Darwin's theory. It's from how Darwin actually worked. And Munger probably loved it most of all. Darwin had a habit most humans find almost impossible. When he found a fact that contradicted a theory he had, he forced himself to write it down immediately, before his own mind could bury it. He hunted for evidence that he was wrong. He called it his golden rule. Munger saw that as the ultimate investing strategy, you must have a sense for what you are doing wrong yourself. Because the normal human does the exact opposite. You pick a stock, you fall in love with it, and from that moment, your brain becomes its defense attorney, welcoming every fact that agrees with you and quietly ignoring every fact that doesn't. That's how people ride companies straight off a cliff. So Munger and Buffett flipped it. Before buying, they didn't ask why a business would win, but how it could fail. They attacked their own best ideas. This process is slow, unnatural, and feels bad, but it's the reason they dodged the disasters that wiped everyone else out. Munger's goals, as he said, wasn't to be brilliant, it was to consistently avoid being stupid. Darwin studied why species survive, and Munger studied why businesses survive, and both arrived at the same conclusion. The winners aren't always going to be the strongest nor the smartest. The winners are the ones that adapt to survive. The reason Munger succeeded was not because of a special financial spreadsheet, but simply on a principle founded 150 years ago, that without change, there is no growth.